so far 2019 has been the year of the monsoon. You know, normally rain's a good thing for farmers. This year we just can't seem to shut the spigot off. I'm standing at the edge of a field where the back half looks pretty good. We've got a good stand. The front half of the field, not so much. There's a lot of rows as you go across it where there's blanks for 30, 40, 50 foot or more. And then there's a lot of rows that look good and we got a good stand. It's one of the tougher calls to make fields that I've looked at. Most of them this year were easy decisions because 75 to 80% of the field just rotted, didn't come up. Guys that planted, it seemed like earlier this year, came out looking pretty good so far. That week of Easter and that time frame, not so much. There was colder than normal soil temperatures combined with an exorbitant amount of rain, and just led to a lot of issues with germination and emergence. If the corn was out there, even there's a lot of guys that didn't even get corn in until later. And so we're looking at corn acres that need to go in. We're looking at potential replants, and as well as crop insurance prevent planting dates and things like that are coming up. So right now, a lot of things to consider. Like I said, I spent all of last week looking at replant fields. We just got about 1.5 inches of rain here just outside of Mexico last night, and the forecast isn't looking too great. It's supposed to be getting more rain over the next couple weeks. So, thinking about replant dates and those kind of things, it's not looking much better for us here in the next couple weeks at least. Things to remember, if you do have a decent stand, if you had a reduction, some of the plants didn't come up, as long as it's consistent and an even stand, you might be better off just to leave that stand than to replant, say, in early June. But another thing to think about, if you've got a good stand on part of the field and you're not getting too far behind, you maybe can go in and spot in some of those areas. And like I mentioned earlier, we've got things like crop insurance dates, late planting dates, and things like that. So a lot of things to weigh and consider right now. Want to let you know, we're here for you, sales reps, seed advisors, agronomists. Reach out if you. Sometimes it's good just to bounce ideas off people and talk about what the best plan of action and course of action is to take. We hopefully will get a window here, looking like early June potentially, to still get some corn in and beans, and just trying to stay positive. Hopefully we can still get a decent harvest this fall. Another thing to consider when we talk about replants is corn growth stage. The back half of this field is in about V3, getting close to V4 growth stage. The front half is a likely replant situation. And so as we think about that, if you do replant that field, this corn is going to be just about to rapid growth phase, if not in it, at that V6 and above, by the time we get that front half replanted. And so just realize that is the case. If we want to leave this half, we're probably going to have to treat that front field like a separate field. There's going to be a different harvest date. We're going to probably have chemistry have to be re-put on it this late in the game, and just going to be a different management situation, since it's going to be so much later planted than this back half. So just another thing to think about. With all the wet weather we've had, it's been tough to get back in the field to replant, and like I say, going to be probably early June time frame at about the earliest, the way the weather forecast looks.